फोल्ड करके रसोई में फेंक
Yeah, Manpreet, so good to go. We can start with the session now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. Okay. So, this is Manpreet here, and I'm a working professional, and I have more than 11 years of experience in network security domain. So today our session is on network security device. It's called firewalls, and we are going to learn about the Palo Alto firewalls. So actually, Palo Alto is the leaders of all the firewalls, and we are going to learn today and why it is the leaders in all of the firewalls. There are multiple vendors company which are actually manufacturing the firewalls, but Palo Alto is the leader on the firewall. So before going to into the inside the Palo Alto firewalls and everything, I just want to know why Palo Alto. It means why company required to make manufacture the Palo Alto, because networking was going on, the connectivity between the all the organizations and internet and two different offices, and it's been going on by the switches and the routers. But why Palo Alto came into the picture? So today we are going to know about this, why Palo Alto required to the network and why it is very important to the networks. So let's start my first slides. Why firewall? So before entering into the firewalls, I just let you know that during the time of 1980s, when all the internet and everything was started, so those times we have a hub or switches. So any offices, any network are actually connected by the hub and switches. And they are all the sharing the files and data and communication. Everything was happening by the hub and switches only. So that time, no one think about the firewalls would actually come into the picture. Why? Because those sharing the files and those connectivities by the computers was smoothly going by the switches. But there was one issues. What is that? Let me explain. So if suppose there was a limitation of the switches that time in the 1980s, I'm talking about. Why? Because in the switches only can able to. I'm sorry for that. Switches can only able to provide the you know services to one building. Actually, it has some limitation that if there is a one apartment or one offices, so whatever the users are there, they are only able to connect with the switches, and traffic was not able to going from the one building to the another, because those are connected by the switches only. So all are the communication was going by the switches, and all the users are sharing the communication inside it, and those can be done by the the VLAN and frames are forwarding into that. So but it was a limitation. It was not can be done by the like internet was coming through that. So while communicating or routing the packets from the one location to other location, it was not happening because due to the limitation of the switches, because it's work on the L2 layer or layer 2, like it's only dealing with the frames, not with the IP address. So then like invention going on, and some new devices was introduced. Those devices called router. So when the router was introduced, at that point of time, it was very smoothly. It means a users can communicate from the one location to another location. Like if I can say if there is like it's an internet cloud. So it means if the just want to minimize this. Okay. So if any users want to communicate from the one location to another location, it can be done by that. Okay. So why it is happening actually? Because router has a advance that it's work on the layer 3, and if any network like it's work on the layer 3 and it have a it is working on the IP address. So all are the networks and all are the organizations are having the IP version 4 IP addresses. So it has a all the information of all the IPs inside the routers, and he knows where, like if there is the internet and there is a another location, like it's I suppose it's in like Atlanta in America I'm talking about. Okay. And there is a one more office location I could see. It's this one is the internet, like internet cloud, and this was a one more router, and there is a the same kind of office. I can make it a switch, and then there is a one more uh, office, like there is a one user. So if suppose one user, this user want to communicate with this user, it can be done easily by this router, because it will send the packet to this switch, and then this switch send the packet to the router, and router knows according to the destination IP where it goes, and it forward the packet to the internet, and then it reach to their router, and then it come to the user, and likewise the traffic go through. So the traffic was smoothly going through. There was no interruption, nothing. All the communication was there. But why still the firewall came into the pictures? So I just want to tell here everyone that why firewall came into the picture, because there was a hacker. It means in the 1990s when it started, there was some kind of software was start uh, making by the some hackers, and with this software they are simply you know uh, simply start entering into the network. Why? Because there is a no restriction into the network. So this slides will going to let you know why firewalls actually required. So if, like suppose at the during 1990s, if any user, if or any like unauthorized user want to access this guy, he can only, like he has to know about the IP address of this guy, and if it will request the traffic, or it will initiate the traffic to accessing this user, it will simply come to the router, and router simply forward the traffic to this user. So this user, if it's a hacker of anyone, it can easily get access of this server and steal all the confidential data. So like all other organization and enterprises has their own confidential data, which is very important. So those hiding or those preventing the stolen of confidential data, there could be some new technical or advanced device required between there, which can protect for unauthorized access or preventing to stolen of their confidential data. At that point of time, they have introduced the firewall. So what firewall does actually? So meanwhile, I just want to know if anyone have any questions, you can unmute yourselves and you can ask the questions. Uh, so why firewalls came into the picture? As I said, because just to stopping the unauthorized access or stopping the stealing the confidential data to the unauthorized person. Like only a legitimate user can access to the any server, but unauthorized user like a hacker who want to steal the data, it can be prevented by the firewalls. And we are going to know in this slide how it is actually preventing the hacker. Why? Because firewall actually have some set of rules. Like this firewall have a set of rules. What is set of rules? So set of rules is like it's defined that, like that which user, like this is a user one, this is suppose user two, this is suppose user three, and this user, like user one want to access internet, like any website like facebook.com, whatsapp.com, google.com, youtube.com. So like like a IT administrator guy who has actually handling the firewalls. It create the rule for the user one that user one, according it requires actually the access for the youtube.com due to their any means. So we have allowed the access for the youtube.com or any internet access. So we can allow, so we have created the rule in the firewall that okay, if user one want to go to the internet, we are allowing them. It means it is allowed. Okay. But if user two want to get access of the internet, IT guys has created the rules. It should be blocked. Okay. It should be blocked. Okay. And user three want to access the internet or anything, it could be allowed or it could be blocked, it defined, but there is in the outside, there is a one more user. Okay. Like there is a one couple of user. So if from the outside network, suppose there is a some legitimate user from the internet or from other location want to access server 3. So we have created rules in the firewalls that from the outside network of user 4 want to access to the inside network of server 3, it is allowed. But if user 5 want to access the same server, it is blocked. So what we are doing here actually, so we are creating a set of rules there which are the users are actually allowed to accessing the network and which are the users actually not allowed, or even after creating the rules, all are the implicit rules. Implicit rules, it means if we create a rules, like if we create a 10 rules, okay, define, we have defined the rules, and below that there is called implicit rules, means after these 10 rules, all are the other rules is by default it is deny. So that's how deny means it is blocked. After following matching these rules, firewall actually follow the order of the rules. Like if any traffic coming from the outside network or inside network, it will check the order, like rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3, whatever. It will check the order. And once it will find the rule, matching the rule here, like it is allowed or it is blocked, it will do the action there only. If it is allowed, it will forward the packet. If it is blocked, it will block the traffic. Do the action there only, and and it is do the action. But if it is not allowed, if it is not found the rules, like out of 5 or 6 rules, whatever I have created the rules, if it is not found any rules, it will go for the implicit deny rules, means it is blocked because there is no set of rules in the firewalls, so it is blocked. So that's how firewalls actually created helps to unauthorized access or like any unauthorized guy. What is the unauthorized? Like a hacker or any other illegitimate person want to access any confidential server or any confidential data from the outside network or inside network. So it can be blocked by the firewalls. So I hope you guys understand about the what is firewall and how the firewalls is processing the packet and what it does actually. Okay. So now we have know that what is actually the firewalls and what is actually does. So we are making the all the set of rules, and by following the set of rules, it is preventing the traffic, or it is preventing the network, or it is preventing the unauthorized access. So this is done by the firewall. So this is a very much intelligent device. It also do the routing, is also do the like a VPN and all are the BGP routing, everything. It's very much intelligent, more than intelligent than the router, because router only can do the route lookup and any other part, but it also do the encrypting and decrypting the packets and more than that. So I hope you guys can understand what is a firewall here and what it does. So in my the next slide, I just want to know that here I'm asking the what is firewall. So above my all 3 slides, whatever I explained about the firewalls, I hope you guys understand what is actually the firewall does and why it is play a very important role into the network. So till now, anyone have questions? Please ask if anyone have questions. If no, let me know.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Uh, yeah, I was a little late in joining this for 10 minutes, so I missed slides 3 and 4. Um, is it possible that
Sure.
can
Sure.
you just repeat
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Definitely. So what I'm explaining that why firewall actually, if you all are aware of the networking, right? What is networking? So now nowadays everything is networking. Like if you are accessing a Facebook, it is also networking, right? If you're accessing whatsapp.com or anything, any traffic into the network, into the phone, into your laptops, it's all is going by the network. It's all going by the network. So you know the how network is very much important. So what I tried to explain earlier is in the 1980s, uh, this was the actually LAN segment of the network. It means that with the help of switch only, users, or in the 90s users can able to communicate, or sharing the files, like you guys are, like we are whatsapping from hi to one to a to the host p, or from say hi or send some files by the gmail. Like with the same in the 90s also, we are doing the same, sharing some data from one pc to other pc. These all were doing by the switches or hubs that time. So these are not much intelligent than the routers and firewalls. So it was that time actually firewall was not required. But this one has some limitation. What is the limitation here? Limitation is for that it is only separate to one location, or one, like one apartment, because for communicating or from sending the packets from the one apartment to other apartment, it has to be some more switches. We have to be required some more switches. From there it's again forward the all the traffic to the other switches, kind of. It's very much a limitation, and it create a loop into the network. And also it create a latency. What is latency? Latency is means it is slowing your network. Like if you send it the message from host a or host b, so it has to be reached in 1 second, but it is reaching in 1 minute or more than 1 minute or 5 minutes. So it's called latency. It is congestion, slowing your network down because the traffic is looping inside the switches. So anyway, so that's fine. So so after the 90s, 1985 something, so they have introduced a router. Okay. So what router does actually, router helps to communicate or forward the traffic from the one location to another location. Let me erase it. Sorry. So so router actually a very much intelligent, but until now it's very much intelligent. Like nowadays ASR routers and everything's Nexus and everything switches are coming. So those are very much intelligent routers are there, which is have a you know route database. So it has the information of routing parts. Like what is routing actually? Like suppose you want to go, this is you suppose, and sorry, and you want to go to Goa. I'm just taking one example. Okay. So how would you go? If you want to go to Goa, you should know that how to go to Goa. So you will think about, okay, there is a multiple ways, right? I will go by the train, either I will go by the car, I will go by the flights. Okay. So this is the things actually you are thinking, and okay, I know the place. Where is the place? If I go by the train, train knows how to goes actually, right? So train knows the destination. Where is the Goa? Okay, so in the Goa we can stop at the uh, Vasco da Gama station or any other station. So this is all the information train has or car has or flight has. So likewise, the all the information of your destination, router has all the information due to the routing. Because we have a IP. Uh, right now it is IP version 6 also going on, but IP version 4. What is IP? It's internet protocol. So all the traffic from into the inside from the into the, all the networking is going by the IP addresses. All running, all communication was happening into the IP addresses. It won't understand anything. It understand the IP addresses, which in the form of bit and bytes. So that we can learn later. So so once that time, it means routers can help us to reach from one location to other location. So that is happening. But why, my question is, why firewall come into the picture? Why? Because router are simply, if any packets come from the any location or any user, if this PC want to access this PC, and if he knows the IP address of this guy, he will simple request uh, request a one traffic, initiate a traffic to reach to guy. It will come to this router and it will simply forward the packet. It will not discard anywhere, it will not stop anything, because router task is, that time I'm talking about the 90s, it's only forwarding the packet and reaching to the destination. So it is okay, it's fine, it's very good. We have a best connectivity we are reaching. So that's good only for the legitimate user. If suppose if any unauthorized access or any hacker inside who want to steal your, like, it's a very confidential or defense data or some kind of ministry, or the confidential data, right? So there in this server, very confidential data is there. Okay, confidential data. So those confidential data would not be shared with any unauthorized guy, like not a common people or not a like a enemy country, anyone. So suppose from a hacker, he want to steal the confidential data, or it's a, suppose it's a hacker who want to steal the some money, anything, like it's a confidential data, right? It could be anything. So it will simply send, it has to be know this IP address of this server, and it will initiate the packet from the even the outside of the network, not even the inside of the network, like it's the internet. It will initiate the packet, it come to this router, and this router simply give the access of this server. It simply give the access of this server. Why? Because there is a no restriction. There is a no restriction that time. So that's why, so it was a hacking of the server. It was in the it was a full swing that time in the 1990s. So then the company introduces firewall. So what actually firewall does, if this hacker want to access, if this hacker want to access this server, or want to steal some data from this server, or send us some viruses, malware to anything. So if it will initiate the traffic, it will send the traffic to this firewall. And if there is any firewall in between that, what firewall does, I will explain later. Firewall will block the traffic of this hacker. Simply, it will block the traffic. Firewall easily identify that this is unauthorized access. Why it is unauthorized access? How firewall know this? Can learn in the next slide. So I think till then you are clear that why firewall required into the network, because due to preventing, to protecting the network device or our confidential data, we required a firewall at our organization. So let's come to the next slide. So here why firewall is required. Now I'm going to explain what firewall actually does to prevent the unauthorized access or from the hacker. Let me remove. So, okay. Hmm. So what firewall does actually? Firewall, it means firewall is managed. First, understand firewall is managed by company organization like like IT guys. Okay. So if you become IT administrator, you are going to manage the firewall. If you are IT, if you are a firewall guy, you are going to manage the firewall. So what would happen in the firewall? What exactly happen in the firewall, that it's simply aware of that this traffic coming from the unauthorized guy or hacker, or it will block the traffic, right? How it knows that? Because we create, IT guys create the rule in the firewall. Okay, create the rules. What? Policy. What kind of rules? Okay, I'm going to give one more example. What kind of rules? Okay, like suppose you are staying one apartment in a society apartment. Okay, so in the society apartment there would be a like this is society. Okay, so this is a society, and this is a one security checkbox or anything like a security guard. So there is a one security guard. We need to understand why actually security guard. Okay, what actually does. So suppose there is a one guy and he want to go outside, right? So if because this guy is staying in this apartment, so it's a legitimate guy who want to go outside. So if you want to go outside, this security guard will check that, okay, you are staying from the inside guy, okay, you can allow. So he has allowed this guy go outside. But suppose on the same time, if any like a unauthorized guy who is not staying in there, or it is not also a guest of any guys, like a local guy, any guy who has not belongs to the society, if want to entering into the society premises, what security guard would do? Security guard will easily identify that this guy is not staying here, this guy is not belongs to the society. He will simply discard it or simply not allow this guy, right? So it's a general social example. Likewise, same the firewall is working the same example. Okay, so in the firewall we can create some set of rules which only allowed some specific people to go outside the network, or allowed a specific users to come from the outside to inside. So those specific or set of rules, okay, actually helps our network to secure the unauthorized access. Any doubt? Hope it's clear. Okay.
It's
I have
clear.
a question.
Okay, that's fine. So guys, whatever I explained about the firewalls, this is the best definition of firewalls. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the best definition of firewalls. If you met any interview anywhere, you can explain it. And if you forget about the definition of the firewalls, whatever I explained into the upper slides, the working of firewall, which I have explained it, if you met any interview, what is firewall, if someone would ask, no need to learn about this definition. You would explain by yourself, I guess. Any doubt, guys?
I have a doubt, sir. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I have a doubt. When as you said that only authorized users can access. So when we go to any website or public website, like you said YouTube,
Uh,
so we are connecting to youtube.com. So is firewall allowing me or can allow anyone, or I'm directly connected to network or some other technologies used there?
uh, it's a good questions. Very good question. Let me explain it. So what happened? Let's suppose this is our network. Okay, this is a firewalls. Okay, suppose. See, every company, even the YouTube has their own firewalls. So remember, okay. And this is this is YouTube company. Okay, YouTube, and this is PC1. This is PC2. This is PC3. Okay, and this is the internet, and this is the internet anyone like you want to access, right? Suppose you want to access YouTube server. So YouTube never put their server into the inside traffic. What is inside? Inside is a trust network. Okay, their company employee work out of the internet. This is called the untrust network. Like internet we used to call untrust. Okay, because it's a public access, anyone can come, hacker would come. So there is a one place called DMZ. What is DMZ? Demilitarized zone. Okay, so there actually we host, or we put all the server, like a YouTube server you're talking about, right? So all the YouTube server or anything like a YouTube, okay, all the YouTube server was inside the DMZ location. We can know about the what is DMZ. Why it's an interface, different interface. We can know next into the once we go ahead about the sessions. Not today's sessions, later on.
Okay,
So
okay,
if I'm explaining, so if you want to come to the YouTube server, the traffic will reach to this firewall by all the DNS and everything, because you are by all the other means. When it comes to this firewall, it will check that, okay, because by default this is any, like for the, if you're creating any rules for public, it's because, so it will be, we are creating the source IP, because there is a firewall only dealing with the source IP, source port number, destination IP, and destination port number. You can note it down if you want. Okay, so firewall, what it does, let me write it clearly. So if you're creating a rule from any traffic coming from the outside in the firewall, the source IP, sorry, the source IP should be any. Why any? Why? Because firewall don't know anyone would come. It is not going to define any guys. Like I'm using my own network, or you are using your any Geo phone number, Airtel, anyone. So anyone guys have an internet, it will come to the firewall, and then the destination IP would be this server. Okay, this server. What is whatever the IP, like 1.1.1, whatever the IP of this server. But it will only allow, how it is restricting, like anyone can come into the network, right? So how it is restricting? So we can allow only on 443 port. It is called the destination port. And 443, we know that it's called HTTPS, hypertext transfer protocol, secure. It is secure. It will not allow on 80, because if you log into if you try to log in on YouTube server, you will see a one green color of lock, because it's a secure. It will, some SSL encryption are there which is secure. Anyway, those things we can talk it later. So it is called destination port. So what you try to access, you try to access a YouTube. So how you can create as IT administrator, how you will give access from the outside guy to the inside of your server? This is the way you are going to allow any to specific. You have how it is defined. You have defined with the specific IP. There is a no any, right? Like any guys can come actually, because I'm creating a. It is not source is specific. Why it is not specific? Because anyone can come, right? Like it's from the outside. It's from the public. It's coming. So destination should be specific IP. Okay, because this is my web server. This is my YouTube server. So you can come, you can come, if any traffic comes from the outside, it only go to the this server. It will never come to the this network, which is very much confidential, right? This is the YouTube server, YouTube employee are there. So this is very much confidential stuffs. You won't see the confidential stuffs here, but yet there would be, this is not only the firewalls, you can send a, there is a attack or viruses and everything like DDoS attack, some malware trojan, anyone can like a TCP SYN flood attack. Lots of type of attacks are there which we are going to learn next. So those attacks can be sent to this server. To prevent those things, there are some multiple things, and as Palo Alto we are learning, it's called next generation firewall. I can let you know later in this session only. So there could be a IPS, there could be a web sense, it's a application level of firewall. So those things are there. If any attacks would come, it's going to prevent by this server, like IPS server or application firewalls, or those are the features also including into the next generation firewall. So firewall has a technologies, if you, because firewall also used to do deep packet inspection. Okay, so if there would be, if you accessing is these things, it's fine, but if you send us some malicious trojans inside the packet, firewall simply discard it, because firewall has very much have an intelligence, and it has their own IPS signatures. We check that and it's come to know that it's some kind of malicious network, and it will block it. I hope it's clear.
Yes, sir. Understood. Understood. So when we go as a user, only goes to port 443 only, right?
Yeah, yeah, see, because
Thank you.
you're using a web browser, right? So web browser
Yeah.
traffic is a 443 and 80. 80 is the HTTP, which is insecure. Right now all are using on the 443 only. Yeah, anyone have any question about the firewalls? What is firewall and what it does?
Yes, sir, I have.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I am audible, sir.
Yeah, you are audible, very much clear.
Sir, I have a question like firewall is a device which is securing the companies from the outside networks to the network which is coming inside a company. So it is inbound, and the inside network is safe. So
Exactly.
let's say, for example, sir, there is a system administrator which is working in a company, and he gets a phishing email saying that you have to execute this file. So as soon as he execute that file on the server, the threat actor or the hacker gets a reverse shell. So reverse shell is from inside to outside, so that is outbound. But firewall is a device which is saving the company from the
Uh,
outside network. So how will firewall save in this situation?
See, there is a one more thing. See, if traffic, like it's a, let me explain it. So this is a firewall. This is my inside network. Like I'm taking a PC1. This is PC2, 1 and 2, and this is my outside. This is internet. Okay, internet cloud, and whatever. This is outside network, whatever. So as you are saying that, so firewall is not only working from the outside ingress to egress, like it is the inbound traffic from the outside guy want to access anything from the inside, like, so inside is a trust network, outside is a untrust network. Okay, so if someone coming from the outside to inside, yes, it is can be secured by the firewall. But if someone, if it is in the, see, if there is a one DMZ server, right, like YouTube, I last time I said there is a one more server. So if this guy even also want to access, this is also come into the inside, right? It is also part of a inside network. So if this guy want to access this, like, or this is an inside guy want to hack or due to anything means want to this server, want to exploit this server, it is the traffic also going by the firewall. Like how the packet will go, it is sending the traffic, it's coming to the firewall, and then firewall will do the deep packet inspection and do that. But your question is that if my traffic is not going by the firewall, or it is bypassing the firewall, bypassing means it is simply going by the 2 to 1, right? If it is go by 2 to 1, there is a no firewall in between. Okay, so what would happen? It is send some kind of phishing attack or link, some bogus links, which will actually through some kind of like a malicious worms, anything which is or DDoS attack, whatever things from the inside. So see, inside network, it's very much, he's a legitimate guy, and legitimate guy would never do that. But if he do that, if he get the access, fake access, and he do that, he try to access some confidential server, what would happen? So there is a one more device. It's called DLP, data leakage prevention. Okay, this is there to protect. Remember, there is a one more things, IPS, and even into the inside also sometimes we put the firewalls also inside. There is a antivirus. Antivirus works on the PC based, so firewall is a network based, right? And DLPs and like antivirus, those are, that's why we require the same that's why we require the antivirus, which is if the traffic is bypassing the firewalls, so inside we have to be secure the network if any inside guy want to access or want to exploit the traffic. So those can be done by the antivirus. Antivirus play a very important role for if any exploit or any IP spoofing or any phishing want to spread inside the network. And also there is a one IPS also there. So those things we can learn later on. So hope it is clear how it is helpful to protect the inside attack.
Yes,
Any
sir. So,
questions?
sir, behind the network, we have behind the firewall, we have also DLP and IPS.
Exactly. If you heard about the McAfee orchestra,
Yes, sir. I have heard about
so
McAfee.
McAfee is actually, making many things, like it's an antivirus, creating an antivirus, or creating a, application layer of firewalls, like we can say proxy firewall. So it can make anything. So those McAfee orchestra actually installed like a Symantec, right? Symantec antivirus. So if you are working in a working professional, you can see your PC has some kind of restrictions, right? So those why there is a restrictions at the PC level if there is a firewalls, right? So firewalls can do multiple things, but it's only at a network based, right? Firewall is a network based. See the definition.
Yes,
Firewall,
sir.
sorry, here. Firewall is a software or hardware based network security device. So it secure the network. Okay, it is securing the network. It's a outside traffic. Okay, it's a outside. I'm just putting outside, whatever, firewall. So it is only securing the network traffic, yes, but it has a very much intelligence. If it whatever traffic going from the outside, whatever traffic going from the outside, it's only taking care of that. But if the inside, if there is an attack inside, which is very much rare but could be a chances, So there would be a restriction at the PC level. Their firewall would never come to the picture. I hope you got my point. Any doubt?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So if you now I'm going to explain the firewall definition of firewalls. Whatever I have teach you, I think till now, I think you guys have cleared that. Firewall is a software or hardware based network security device. Always remember, it's a network security device. What it helps actually, which helps the organization to protect from unauthorized access. That's it. This is a definition. Unauthorized access. That's it. That is enough. But I have added some more. Like it monitors incoming and outgoing network traffic and decides whether to allow or block the specific traffic on a defined set of rules. Because we have creating the set of rules. According to this set of rules, firewall think about which traffic has to be allowed or blocked. I think hope firewall is clear. Okay. So now I'm moving to the next slides. So this is how many types of firewall we are going to learn about how many types of firewalls. Okay. So firewall is there are multiple types of, first I want to know that there are multiple types of firewalls, more than 7, 8, 10, like you can consider multiple types of firewalls. So but what are the important types of firewalls? I'm just considering those here. So in the types of firewall, so in the early 90s, I would say that time we would have a packet filter firewall. We also used to say it's a traditional firewall. So what it does actually, so whatever till I explained those, packet filter firewall actually does the same. But anyway, I'm going to let you know with the example, then we can learn about the definition first. Okay. Sorry. First, I'm going to explain and then we can learn the definition. So what packet filter firewall actually does? So as I said, firewall, this is my network. This is my internet cloud. Just right, internet. And this is my inside PC or inside server. Okay. Just simple one. Okay. What would happen actually? So this guy, suppose there is a one PC. I'm just want to. So firewall work on, it's a network device. It's work on the IP addresses. So suppose this guy has IP of 10.0.0.1. This guy, and this is the outside network, and this is his IP is 1.1.1. Okay. So this guy want to talk to this guy. Okay. So let me explain. If any guy who is the initiator, if any guy, any user who initiate the traffic, whoever initiating, like I'm talking to you, I'm initiating the traffic. I said hello. So if I'm saying hello, so I'm initiator. If you are saying hello, so you are the initiator. Understood? So don't be confused. So whoever want to talk, whoever first initiate the talking or initiate the traffic, those called source. Okay. So this one is the source. Like he want to initiate the traffic. He want to talk to this guy. So what is the source IP? So this guy IP is this source IP, because firewall only work on the network is a L3 device. Actually nowadays L3 to L7. That we can talk later. But firewall is a L3 device. It's not a L2. Guys, hope you guys are aware of OSI reference model, right? Guys, anyone? I think we
Yes, sir.
all, you
Yes,
all.
sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we are aware.
Okay. If any doubt you can ask, I can explain. If so, like a I'm not going to like physical layer, data link layer, network layer. Okay, transport layer, and yeah, there is a session layer, presentation layer, and then application layer. What are the? Okay. So firewall work is here. Firewall working at network layer. Why? Because network data link actually dealing with the MAC address or frames. Okay. Sorry. And network layer is actually dealing with the IP addresses. Remember, as you guys all know. So what is the source IP? Source IP of this PC is 10.0.0.1. I'm going to explain the how firewall works and what is the packet filter firewall does actually. So, this guy want to talk to this guy. So if anyone initiate the traffic, so this is source IP. There is a one session create. So it means there would be some source port, right? The source port, let me explain the source port, like a 1210. I'm sorry, it is not one because American start from the zero. Anyway, it should be one, not zero. 12, I'm sorry, it's a one only. 121023. This is called the well-known port. Okay. It means why it is well-known port, because it is defined. Those ports are defined already by the scientist or anyone. Sorry, well-known port. And after 1024265535, whatever the rest, it is called random port, because those are not defined and those are used as some random port. So this is just for the information. I'm going to, because I'm explaining the port here. Let me remove those things. Okay. So if any traffic initiate, so there is a source IP would be there, and then there is a source port. Okay. So this is the source port. So source port would be anything in the random port number. So I considered it is 1024 random. Okay. So to whom this guy want to talk? This guy want to talk with this guy destination. Okay. So what is destination here? So destination, to whom he want to talk. So what is the destination IP? 1.1.1.1. Okay. And what would be the destination port? Because all the traffic, because transport layer and network layer work together to reach to any server or for a smooth traffic. So what would be the destination port? So destination port, because he want to access on some services, right? So it could be a TCP, UDP, whatever the port. So he want to access, as you said, you want to access on port 443. Okay. So this is the information. With this information, this guy simply reach to this guy. Okay. The same packet, this is a packet reach to the firewalls. What firewall it does, it will check that, because this firewall has some set of rules created by the administrator, like us, like you, anyone, whoever the IT administrator. What it check actually, once the packet will reach to that, what it check actually, it will check that, okay, it will check that I have a rule. It will do the policy lookup. What it come, it will do the policy lookup. Okay. What policy lookup is? Policy lookup, it means it has some set of rules. So it will go through the all policies, 1 2 3, whatever the policy are there, it will go, it will check from the order. Not it down, it is very much important. Firewalls do the policy lookup by the order. Like if you'll match the rule on one, like you have make a multiple rules there, but if you create a first rule is any to any allow, it means anything is allowed. It is not going to check there, it is simply allowed everything, right? Remember anything. Anyway, so what I'm going to tell here, so it will check that whether this source IP to this destination IP to this port number is allowed or not. So if it is if there for allow the source IP to destination IP to port number, it will simply allow from there, and it will reach to there. If the rule would be not there, if it not there, it means it is blocking. I said that it should be implicit deny. Okay. So if the rule is not there in the firewall, it will simply discard the rule traffic. So this is the working of packet filter firewall. I hope it is very simple, like whatever I understood in the previous slides. It's very simple. What firewall does, what packet filter firewall does, if any user want to initiate a traffic, it will check the source IP, check the destination IP, check the destination port, and if the rule would be there at the firewalls, it is allowed the traffic. If rule would be not there at the firewall, it is blocked the traffic. Hope it is clear, guys. Any doubt?
I have a doubt.
Please go ahead.
In the firewall, it's a packet filter, right? Considered from inside to outside, the PC is requested. The source and the source port and destination IP and destination ports are well defined. So in that basis, outside to inside, it's the untrusted to trusted. We have a security parameters, high parameters. So no traffic unless until we allow, it will hit it. But we
Sorry?
allow implicit deny rule.
Yeah.
May I know why? Because from outside to inside, no one is coming. Because once we allow, it will be entered. In that
Uh,
basis, why implicit deny rule is needed on the firewall at the bottom of the rule?
yeah. See, implicit deny, first of all, not created nothing. It is a by default implicit deny. Okay, rule is already present in all the firewalls. What is so? See, if you create, yeah. So see rules. I'm just talking about the. Give me one moment. It's not one. Could be my pen is not working for a few months. Anyway, so I'm going to explain one thing that what firewall does actually. Firewall, there is a two types of rule actually: implicit, explicit rules and implicit rules. Remember always. What is explicit rules? Note it down if you want. Explicit rules which IT administrator created as a set of rules. Whatever the set of rules we created is called the explicit rules. And if there is a no and after that, if there is a no rules after, like I've created a 10 rules, whatever the 10 rules, okay. So after what if the 11, there is no 11th rule, right? But I have created a 10 rules, all are allowed rules, like for a specific user. So those are called explicit rules. After that, there is a by default, there is a implicit rules. So if any traffic would reach to the firewalls, and it will check that, and it will check that those 10 set of rules, it will, if it is not match, then implicit rules going to be play a role, and it will simply discard the packet. So because firewall is working on the restrictions principle, firewall is a restricted device which works on the restricted principle. Whatever the set of rules you will create, it follows, and after that it will simply discard the packet by the help of implicit rules. Hope you get my answer.
I have a doubt on this. So we are
Yes.
making it a trusted as a high security level, right? Consider the will be 100 and outside will be 0. So why we need that? If the implicit deny rule is there,
Mhm.
outside to inside traffic will not be allowed, and still implicit deny rule takes place. What are these? Uh,
No, no, no. It is not like that, because, as I said, what are the set of rules you create, whether from the inside to outside or whether from outside to inside, whatever the way you will create the rules, it is called the explicit rules. It's going to play their role. But if you created some set of rules from the outside to inside, if you'll not created even, it means if there is a no rules by default, if you install the firewall to a network, there is a no rules, right? Not from the inside to outside, not from the outside to inside. If there is a no rules, so means what? If there is a no explicit rules, so there is a only implicit rules, right? Which is by default is there. So if there is a no rules created from the one zone to other zone, so it means implicit rules is going to play the role there, and whatever the traffic would come, it will simply blocked. Understood?
um,
Any doubt?
so,
Yeah.
my point is very clear. If I am giving 10 destination to enter inside the network, okay,
Uh,
and if the 11th network is coming and it is
uh,
blocked almost,
uh.
so implicit deny in the inside network, it is mandatory, needed or not? My question is initiating
Exactly.
traffic.
You are not getting me. Implicit deny is a by default rule. You no need to create any implicit deny rule. It's not
Okay,
required. It is by default rule. No,
okay.
you no need to. You are not creating. As I said, if you understand my English,
Yeah, yeah,
there is
I
a
know that.
uh,
Implicit is
the-
it creating?
just write
What
it
about?
down. There is a two kind of rules. One is explicit rules. Other one is implicit rules. Okay. So explicit rules, we as a firewall guy, we create. Okay. And implicit rules, it is by default. It's by default deny rules. It is deny rules. Understood? Which is by default rule is there. No need to create. You won't even see that in the firewalls. You will not see the in the checkpoint. It's called something else, right? It is also implicit rules is there. That's called cleanup rules. So implicit rules, it's by default present in the firewalls, which you will not see. Whatever the rules are created, you are able to see. Those rules are called implicit rules. If you are creating a deny rule also, this is also come as a explicit rule. It is not an implicit rules. Whatever, if you're denying anything, source from deny, destination also deny. This also come into the implicit explicit rules. Implicit rules. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay.
I have the
So-
configuration file here, and you want to save it as a XML file. Just write.
Hello.
Hello. Anyone have
Hello?
questions? I think
Hello.
I'm getting some background voice.
Uh-huh.
Anyone have doubt? Please ask me the questions.
It's clear for me.
Okay. Okay. So till now, what we have learned about the working of packet filter firewalls. So I have to let you know. My pen is not working due to any means. Anyway, let me explain. Just now I explained about the packet filter working of packet filter firewall. So what is the disadvantage of packet filter firewall? Why it is replaced, and why some other technologies of firewalls came? Anyone can explain if anyone want, if anyone knows. What is the disadvantage of packet filter firewall? Guys, any idea?
Sir, maybe it is working on only at the network layer. It's not able to handle the application and the session layers.
This is actually yes, very good, very good. But the main thing is that I'm going to explain. So as I said that this is my firewalls, same as a cloud. I'm just putting same as a user, same as a one, whatever is my previous example. So what if like this guy, okay, this is 10.0.0.1 want to talk, I'm sorry, this is extra zero, this want to talk to this guy, okay. So I'm creating a one rule, right? See that example. Just if you understand whatever I'm telling you now, you're not going to learn till you're but like in any interview, you're going to clear this whatever. Okay, what am I explaining here? So what would happen that this 10.0.0.1 want to access this guy, this destination, okay. So what we are creating the rule? We are creating the rule as a source IP, whatever the source IP is, destination IP is. So I have created a one rule, rule number one, okay. So this is the rule number one, that this source, okay, this source to this destination, okay, to this destination port 443 will allowed, okay. What is the policy is like allow, okay. So I have created only one rule. So with this rule, my traffic will go from this to this. Just I said hi, this to this. But there would be a return acknowledge, right? The return packet will not come. You understood my point? The communication should be two-way, right? Whenever if one server want to communicate other server, the communication should be two-way always. But this is the initiator. Two-way is something else. Not bi-direction I'm talking about. It's a unidirectional only. This is the initiator, okay, and this is a responder, okay. Just understand the basics. So this guy, if initiate anything like a TCP handshake, you guys will learn, right? You guys know that. I'll let you know. So there should be one reply would come to the from, yeah, this is one, this is two. So this guy, if want to send any reply, it will not come. Why? Because firewall will simply, this packet filter firewall simply block that. Because in packet filter firewall, what rule, there is a one rule created. Rule is on the rule created as this 10.0.0.1 is a source, this is a source, and this is the destination with port 443, whatever the 443, it only can get a access. But if the reply would come from the this like it says two, I've given one, if from 2 to 1, if reply would come, so now in the packet, what is the source IP? Anyone explain? If the return traffic would come, what would be the source IP, guys? 1.1.1. This is become the source. Yes, this is become the source now. What is the destination? I'm just simply writing it. Exactly. Is there any rule in this firewall you have created? No, we have created only one rules. So it will block. Firewall will see, okay, this is the source 111, this is the destination. It will check the rules. There is no rules for this. It will simply block the traffic. So we have to create another rules in the firewalls, uh, telling that if the source is 11111 coming to destination, this should allow. Understood, right? So this is the disadvantage. It means if you want to allow a 10 rules, like a, if you want to create a 10 like a 10 PC, we have a 10 PC suppose, so for 10 PC want to access a one guy, like, so for 10 PC I need to create a 10 rules suppose. So for the return traffic I have to create a more 10 rules. It means for one rule, for one guy access from this to this, I have to create a two rules. Understood, right? The 400 user want to access this PC, for 100 rules I have to create a into two, like a 200 rules. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir. So I have one
Clear?
question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, in firewalls and also in routers, we have implicit deny. So that means by default, everything will be deny.
Exactly. Yes, by default it is denied. Yep. So that's
Sure,
why
sir.
you have to create a rule. Yeah. So is this good? This is very important, guys. What I'm telling you, that for the packet filter, because for the packet filter firewalls, if any traffic, if initiating from the 1 to 2, we have to create a two rules, right? For a one single rule which I want to allow, I have to create a two rules. Whatever rules we want to go from the inside to outside, I have to create it twice. Understood, huh? Whatever rules internet, if I have to create for accessing, I have to create it twice, for the from the inside to out, inbound, from the outbound and from the inbound. Two rules we have to create. Okay, so that is a bigger advantage. Why? Because due to this, this firewall have a highest computing level. It is start processing the packet very high. It means I'm not saying its throughput is high. Due to this, its throughput is very low, because if there is a thousands of traffic going from one side, if return thousand of traffics, we have to create a 2000 of rules. So if you're creating a 2000, or for 1 lakh traffic, there would be a 2 lakhs of rules in the firewalls. It's creating a, the process become very high, like, so your firewall going to be choking the network, and it is very slow. It is going to be a give a latency, okay, because it has to be go to the all 2 lakhs of rules, then it will process the packet. Guys, clear?
Yes, sir.
So now what's next? So I'm going very slow because the concept should be clear. Okay. Any doubt, let me know. I will explain it 100 of times, whatever times you guys will ask. No worry. So this is the big advantage of the packet filter firewall, that whatever the rules I will create, it has to be twice from the inbound, because this one advantage is that for any inbound, for any outbound rule, we have to create the inbound rule as well. Got my point, right? So then it came stateful firewall. This is the another second types of firewall. Okay. What is stateful firewall? So a stateful firewall is going to work as a same like a packet filter firewall. Like it also check as a what is the source IP, okay, what is the destination IP. Like a we firewall guys only work on the source IP, destination IP, and the port number. Always remember, if any rule need to be allowed, we can ask from the user what is the source IP, what is the destination IP, what is the port number. That's what these three information very much needed all the time to creating a rules. So, stateful firewall, what it does, like a source IP 10.0.0.1 want to go like any source port number, as you know, if any PC initiated traffic, it will create a one random port like 2.2.2.2, any random port, and he want to go to the destination, like my previous example, it's a 1.1.1.1. I'm sorry, this is one extra, whatever the port, 1.1.1. Okay, this is IP, and he want to go to destination. It is not 2.2.2, it's 2.2.2, because this is a port number. and he want to go to the destination port number, like what a service you want to access. He is accessing 443. So this is a source IP want to access this destination with the port number this. I'm explaining here. See, this is my firewall. This is into whatever. This is a guy whose IP is 1.1.1.1. This is a PC. This IP is 10.0.0.1. Okay, this guy want to access this guy on the port 443. That's it. Simple, right? So in the packet filter firewall, if we allow, if we create a one rules from the outbound, we have to also create a rule for the inbound. But it is not going to play in the stateful. I'll let you know later on. So in the stateful, only we have to create a from the inside to outside, only one outbound rule. For the return traffic, it is all by default allowed. No need to create a twice rule. Why? We are going to learn here. Why? Because stateful firewall maintain a state table or called connection table. If you guys want to note it down, you can note it down. It's very important. Okay. In every interview, it will ask why stateful. What is the function of stateful? Working of stateful firewall. So what it does actually in a stateful, it maintain a one connection table. Like if any traffic, like this guy send a packet to this, it will come to the firewall. What firewall does, because it's smarter than the packet filter, it will create a one. It will create a one connection table. It actually maintain a connection table. Okay, for all the connection for all the sessions. So in this connection table, what is going to be there? It will put the source IP detail. Okay, source port detail. Okay, source port detail. Okay, destination IP detail. Okay, and destination port number detail. So these information, what it does, destination port, it is going to be kept in this connection table. Okay, so if traffic this packet, if reaching to the this here, it is going to create one connection table. For that there is a one table, like just like a router maintain the route lookup or route table, it is mentioned on connection table. In this connection table, it has the information for each session: source IP detail, source port detail, destination IP detail, and destination port detail. And it will check that whether this traffic is allowed or not. Okay, so in the firewall, the traffic is allowed for this mentioned source IP and destination IP and destination port number. It will allow the traffic. Okay, it will allow the traffic. So when the return traffic would come now, always remember that is very important. If any return traffic would come, this stateful firewall will check that whether there is which it check in the connection table where is there is any pre-existing connection is maintained for this source and destination or not. Like, why is very much smart. When this traffic is come, yes, the source is become this, destination is become this, but it will tag the traffic by the session, and it, because it is creating one session here, right? So it will tag the traffic by the session, and it will check that okay, this is the return traffic is coming, it is not a new connection, right? Because this is the return packet is coming right from there. Whatever traffic going from the this side, the same traffic is the return packet is coming. So it will check that I have a in the session connection table, it is pre-existing connection table, it is a return traffic of that or return packet of that. It will not do the any policy lookup, any lookup not, it will simply allow the packet. Guys, understood? This is a very deep concept, you need to understand that. Any doubt, let me ask, I will go further then.
In the stateful firewall and the packet filter firewall, is there
Yeah.
any change in the hardware level? Because
Yes,
suddenly,
exactly.
uh,
Exactly. Exactly. Not in the hardware level, in the software level as well. That's why stateful firewall has the intelligence of that, right? Okay, because packet filter has the intelligence only that if any traffic will go from there, like only outbound traffic, you have to create a rules for the inbound traffic or return traffic as well. I'm talking about the return traffic. I'm not talking about the initiate a new traffic. New traffic is something else, and return traffic is something else. So make sure. So stateful firewall, if any traffic is going from this PC and reaching to this PC, okay, if it is allowed at the firewall, what it does, it maintain a connection table with all the source IP detail, destination IP details, source port detail, destination port details, and open a one, the session, right? So open a one session for that. Okay. So if the traffic is returning, like if it is become an inbound traffic, it is a returning traffic, it will check the connection table, it will do the connection lookup, it will not do the policy lookup. Remember, I'm going to tell you one thing, because it's a return traffic, it will check the connection table. If it is there, like it's in connection table, if the return traffic would be, definitely is going to be mentioned because it is initiated from the inside, it will simply allow it. If it is a new traffic, then only it will do the route policy lookup. Otherwise, for the return traffic, it only check the connection table lookup, and definitely because it's a return traffic, the details should be there in the connection table. It will simply allow the packet. Yeah. Anyone have question? Please ask me.
Sir,
So,
in return connection, so the firewall will have some automatic system that this return traffic is allowed.
Yes.
Because before it was in my connection table that I am sending to this target IP address. So when the connection is coming, so the command is already given somehow.
Hmm. No, I didn't get you. Can you come again?
Like I'm saying, sir, in stateful firewall,
Hmm.
we are saying that for the incoming connection, like from the outgoing is source and
Okay.
destination, and when the connection is coming back from the same IP address.
Return traffic. Yeah. Yeah.
So what happens in stateful, there is some automatic system. The command is already giving. We don't have to give two commands for incoming and outgoing
No, no,
traffic.
no, 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 no. That is by default features. That's why, na, it is meant. Just remember, stateful mentioning the connection table. If the interview, if anyone would ask, what is the features, what is the working of stateful firewall? Just tell one thing. It maintain the connection table. Like in router have all the information of routing, right? All
Routing table, yes, sir.
why? So it maintain a one routing information, right? So in the
Mhm.
connection, there is nothing, because in the router we have to be add the route, right? As you were asking the question, I'm giving you the answer. Like for the 10 subnet, it has to be destination from there. For 172.16 subnet, the destination should be there. So we are manually adding. But here, no, it is not like that. As I'm giving your answer, yeah, as you are asking that, we are going to manual adding. No, because we have, it's a firewall inbuilt technologies. It maintaining the connection. Whoever initiate the traffic, once traffic has to be processed from the firewall, once it reaching to the firewall at the same time adding, just like a uh, it adding the, okay, this source IP want to go to the this destination IP, this port number IP, and also source port different also. So this, it's going to be added all the information in the connection table. Okay, packet number one, like this. If like a multiple session going on, right? So it's in the connection table, it builds all the information, whatever traffic coming going from there, or wherever it is initiated. Okay, but the same packet, like it's a same packet, if there is a return traffic, it is only check that, okay, if there is a connection is already maintained in the connection table or not. If it is maintained, yes, it will allow the packet. If it is not maintained, it will discard the packet. Anyone have
Okay.
question?
yeah.
Hi, yes, I have one question.
Please.
What would be the destination port for return traffic?
Yeah, the destination port is the source port, whatever the source port the traffic is initiated, right?
Yes,
So
same
that,
one, right?
yeah, same one.
Okay.
So if you ever, I just explained, if you ever work on a Wireshark, or if you get a chance, or packet capture in any firewall, you will see that in the two-way communication, the source port would become a, like the traffic totally going to be different. It's a return packet, na? Whatever the source is there, source IP, whatever it is, like I'm just example, source port, like suppose it's 1024. Destination IP, I'm just not going to write full. It's 1.1.1.1, and destination port like 443. Once it will, this outbound traffic. If it is coming, the same return traffic, it will come now. So the source IP would be 1.1.1.1. Source port would be 443. destination IP would be 10.0.0.1 and destination port would be whatever 1024. Exactly the reverse. Always remember. That's why and I'm sorry, this has to be this has to be here, so you guys will know. So this is a traffic would go and this is a return packet. So that's why firewall maintain the connection in this connection table, because the traffic is coming from the reverse. It will come to know that there is a pre-existing connection into the firewall. It will not do the policy lookup. It will only simply forward the traffic due to its connection table intelligence. And the packet filter firewall, what it does, we have to create another rule for that, which we are not going to do in the stateful firewall because it's maintaining the connection table. Guys, anyone have a question or doubt? Please ask me.
One question.
Yes, sir,
So,
Prakash, this side.
production network, so maximum a device can handle how much connections? And
It's all okay. Go ahead.
yeah, so how much connections it will be handling at the certain time,
Uh,
and what will be the timeout for connections? Like different type of traffics are there, like UDP and TCP.
See,
So both,
mm,
how long it will sustain the device?
And
see,
my hello, sir.
yeah.
Prakash, this side. And my question is, sir, how this connection table is established, how it is maintained.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to answer first to it's all depend on the session. How many session it can be. It's all depend on the licensing. Like, so if you are using some lower based of firewall, okay, like in a Palo Alto that we have a 200 series, okay, then we have a 3000 series, we have a 5000 series, we have a 7000 series of Palo Alto firewall. So see, if you're paying more, you will get the more license, and you will get a right, understood, right? You will get a more good stuff. So in this 7000, even in the its speed, its throughput is maximum. It's you can able to get connection of millions and millions of license in this, like session would be this. So basically it is more than a lakh session, but it's all depend on the licensing. Okay. All are the hardware, actually all are the depend on the licensing and everything. So if you have a licensing, if you have a go for the higher series, it will give you the more sessions. So it's all hardware based stuffs, and it will depend on the licensing. Second thing, for the timeout, yes, all the TCP, like what are the port, what are the services you are using, right? So services are actually working on transport layer. So in the transport layer, there is a TCP, UDP, and even ICMP. So those actually have their own timeout. Like sometimes TCP has a 5 minutes for some protocol, some UDP has a 1 hour. Okay, so those kind of actually have their own timeout. So these all timeout. Like if you initiated a traffic from the one firewall to another, sorry, one user to another, and in between there's a firewall. So if you initiate the traffic, and if there is a no return come for the timeout value of like a 5 minutes, or like a 1 hour, so what it does, firewall maintain the session till the timeout value of a TCP packet or UDP packet. Okay. Till then, if it will not get a response after 5 minutes, after 1 hour, what it does, it will then discard the packet. So I will let you know later that this is a very intelligent question you have asked. With the use of timeout of any services, hacker use these technologies and send a this called a send a attack. It's called a scene flood attack. I will let you know later on when we come into the process of we can learn on later when I will let you know about the viruses and everything. So
Okay.
hope I answer these questions. What is the second
Yeah.
questions? Someone asked the second question. I just forget.
So what is the stateless firewall? If it is a stateful, yeah, maintains a connection table, yeah, and
Guys,
have a certain parameter.
packet filter is a stateless firewall.
Okay.
What we can learn, because it is not maintaining any state, like stateful. This is stateful. Stateful means what? It is maintaining. Why is stateful? Because it's maintaining a one state. All the connection, whatever the connection is going on now, it is maintaining the connection or maintaining the state. It is have all the information of this source is going and to the this destination and to this destination port. Okay. When the same traffic returning, it will not do the route lookup. It will send directly, sorry, policy lookup, it will directly send the packet. So this is the advantage. This is the advantage of stateful firewall because it maintaining the connection table. If any interview, anyone would ask what is the difference between a stateless firewall and a stateful firewall, just let them know stateful firewall maintaining the connection or state table. Okay, so if any return traffic would come, it will not do the policy lookup. It will simply check the connection table, and if in the connection table that return traffic is already existing, it will simply allow the traffic. But for the stateless firewall or packet filter firewall, you have to be create a twice rule for one successful communication. Okay, so what is the main advantage here, which I already explained? So why it is stateful or why it is advanced than packet filter? Because stateful firewall, sorry, packet filter firewall was actually creating taking a long time to do the policy lookup, because for one session I have to create a two rules, the same as the stateful, I'm sorry, the stateful firewall. For one session I have to create a only one rule. It means it's become a 50% low. So if it is if there is a 1 lakh policy in the packet filter firewall, so we have to create only 50,000 policy in the firewall to see how the throughput would increase and the traffic would be very low latency. Hope you guys get my point, right? Any doubt? Okay,
Yeah, all good.
all good. Okay, so now application level of gateway firewall. What is the application level of gateway application firewall? Just anyone knows about the, like you guys are very much good in the networking. Sounds good here. Really, whatever the question you're asking, very intelligent question. So definitely you guys are aware of the application level of firewalls. It's very interesting firewalls. I want to explain. Could we take time, but I will explain more thing. So anyone knows about application firewalls? Okay. So what is application firewall and why it came to the picture? Because if there is already a firewall, like a stateful firewall, like there is a one office network. This is office network. Okay. So this is a router. This is a gateway router, right? Our office gateway router. And this is our internet. Okay. That's how the LAN actually, office LAN does. So, and whatever it is outside. So if user want to go to the outsides, okay, so all the stuff, source IP, destination IP, it checked at the firewall and then the traffic is processed. We know that. But suppose what we have does actually, why it is came to the picture application level. Nowadays, the URL like a Facebook URL based traffic are very much in fashion. Like earlier, actually, if you want to access this guy, you will do the access with the help of IP. Like if you want to reach to guy, you will initiate the traffic. I want to talk to 1.1.1.1. So you are talking on the IP address, because this is dealing with the IP firewall, dealing with the IP address. I told you. Okay. So if it is dealing with the IP address, what it does, so so nowadays application level firewall, so nowadays only this guy, this is a PC, you only put a browser, open a browser, just you type youtube.com. Anyway, youtube.com, this is also going to happen. But this kind of session, YouTube, it in browser, everything is on browser based, right? Facebook.com, youtube.com, any news, whatever. So all are the what I can say that which is URL based traffic. Okay, like anything is a www dot facebook.com. What we used to say that it's a URL, right? Or it's a web traffic, right? It's a browser based traffic. So you can't access by your command prompt of a PC. You have to be open your browser and then you have to be login. Are you getting my point, guys? So you have to be accessed from the browser. So it means what the next company think about that. If there is any browser based traffic, we 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 don't send a packet to this firewall because it's a network firewall. We can create a one more application based firewall and let this firewall work anything about the application level because it's work on the layer 7, but these are the browser based, right? Browser work on 443, HTTPS, 80, telnet, whatever. These are the working on the layer 7. So nowadays everything whatever you are accessing, it's accessing on the web browsing. So for filtering or for don't giving a headache or don't giving any headache or tension or increasing the latency, they have introduced one other firewalls called proxy firewall, okay, or application level firewall, which is only dealing with the web based traffic. You got my point, guys? Only web, it is only dealing with the web based traffic. Like if like this is my network, this is my PC1, there is my firewall, there is my app, this is application firewall, okay. We can put, yes, like example I can say WebSense, McAfee proxy also make the McAfee proxy firewall. WebSense have their own force point WebSense proxy firewall. So if any traffic coming to the this for the web based traffic like any .com .in whatever, it will simply forward the traffic. It will not do any route lookup anything. It will simply forward the traffic to the proxy. Okay, I'll let you know later on how it does, but don't think about how, but think about it will send the traffic to the, if any browser based traffic, it send the traffic to the app- uh, application proxy firewall. So proxy firewall actually has content based traffic because nowadays, as I said, lots of traffic, like millions and billions of traffic, not millions, billions and billions of traffic going on the browser based. Everything is browser based. If you want to book an exam, if like we have all joined on the Cisco WebEx meeting, right? So could be we go for the browser and everything. So like whatever to for connecting with the link and whatever. So every traffic, Facebook, YouTube, like any want to see match, everything is a web based. So for don't giving the more pressure on this, they have created a one separate firewalls and let this firewall work for the only web based traffic. What is web based? Like a browser based, whatever traffic going for the browser, and which port is used for the browser, 443, 80, and any other port also, but because this is L7, but I'm keeping this on 443 and also FTP also. Okay, I will FTP is a port 21, TCP 21. I'll let you know later. So what happened actually? So in this, see what is the more importance of application gateway firewall, because this our firewall can able to handle everything. Why? Because this firewall has some separate features. It's called content based. Like in your organization, you don't want to allow Facebook or YouTube or any social media. Okay, you simply easily you want to block Facebook.com or any social media. So this is called content based. So in the social media, you no need to go for a simply blocking Facebook, simply blocking YouTube, or mentioning all are the Twitter.com. Nothing, just they have their own content based. There is all the whatever www whatever social media, they already have a all the URL of the all the social media platform, and it is, if you want to block all the social media platform, just check it, it is blocked. If you want to block the any malicious traffic, because this firewall application level of firewalls already have some signatures, or they have information of all that these are the malicious or phishing traffic, they simply just enable it, it will block it. If any kind of you don't want to go for any streaming network, what is streaming, like a YouTube, Vimeo, any other streaming network, just you want to block it. But if everything is blocked, what is the point of having this application level of firewall, right? You got my point. So what it does, we can create a user based content filtering. Okay, what is user based? So like we have a naukri.com. Okay, so I don't want to allow my user, my employee, to access the naukri.com, but we want HR guy, because they are dealing with the recruiter. So HR guy to use the naukri.com, suppose. So I will create a one group, object group. Like what is the one group I will create? Okay, in this group, whatever the HR email address, or whatever the user ID of the HR, I will put this in this group, like HR. The group name is HR group, suppose. and we can allow them to access only whatever, just like I said, na, naukri.com or any specific URL. I can allow them, which is and there is a local, I can say some IT guy, not we're IT guy, some other like a programmer, like suppose they are programmer guy. I don't want this programmer guy to access this website, like this is naukri.com. Suppose I don't want allow to this naukri guy. So we can allow, same time we have allowed this guy HR group to allow access of a social media, allow access for the streaming YouTube or any other website. But in the meantime, we are not allowing this group or any other. We can create a multiple group like that. So we can filter the URL. Even if you want to allow one simple URL for a specific URL for any user, we can do it. So that's why application firewall have the importance to allow and block by the content based filtering. Guys, any questions in this application firewall, please? Anyone?
Hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes,
Please.
sir. If in case somebody goes to a proxy website and then using that portal, so that can be done, right? Like they can go through it.
This is called a proxy website. So from where you want to go? Inside?
Like
From
if
office
let's
network
say
you
they've blocked youtube.com
uh,
and I go to kproxy.com and there I type in www.u whatever the URL is.
I'm sorry. So you are at your office network, brother.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are at your office network, whatever the proxy.com you want to say, this is my
Uh-huh.
application firewall. Okay. Firewall. And this is my router and this is my cloud internet. Okay. So if want to go from there to access where you want to go to internet, right?
Yes, yes.
Proxy.com. So it is whatever the IP whatever the URL you are using, if it is web based, it is going
Yes.
it is definitely going to bypass the firewall, but it will be blocked by the application firewall. So you are not going to use that. I'm not talking about the from the
Okay.
outside to inside. I'm not talking about the from the inbound traffic. I'm going to because you are in the office network, if you want to access the proxy.com, whatever the, if it is a web based traffic, is going to the block with the application firewall. If it is a normal IP based traffic, is going to the block by network firewall. You got my point?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, the same thing will be happening in the case of VPN. So, for example, I block Facebook for a specific user, and that specific user install a NordVPN and change his IP address, and then he's trying to access the Facebook.com. So, according to the rule, for a specific IP, I have applied the rule that I will be filtering the URL and I will be blocking the Facebook. But now his IP is changed because he's using a VPN. So that how firewall will handle this?
So is it from the inside network you are talking about
Yes,
or
sir.
outside?
Yes, sir. The
So
person is sitting.
see,
I am assuming that the person is sitting inside a company.
okay. So the first thing is that if you are sitting in the inside, okay, so all the network like we are using a DSCP in the inside, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, or in the static IP, whatever you are using.
Hmm.
Okay, let it be. I'm just creating one firewalls. This is my whole network. This is that used to be a network in all every office. This is application firewalls. Okay, this is my router at the gateway router. Okay, and this is the cloud. Like this is internet. Okay, so see, so if you are sitting inside, right? This is you. Anyone who want to use who want, as you said that they want to do for a what is changing
Facebook.com
his Facebook.com. But you said it is changing his IP, right?
with the help of VPN. Yes, sir.
With the help of VPN. How can he will get the access of VPN? It's kind of any kind of software would be there into the inside laptop anything.
Yes, sir.
Then only, right? So if there would be any laptop anything, it's definitely unauthorized. If you are, it is an office network device, it is unauthorized software. It is not going to be handled. It is not going to be installed first. So first level of defense is antivirus. Always remember, your first level of defense is antivirus or some restriction we have already made into the
Corporate
office devices.
laptop.
Yeah, so no one can install unauthorized software, one thing. But anyway, suppose if you are able to, I will let you know when DSCP is snooping. There is a one case I'll let you know. DSCP snooping, DSCP harvesting attack. It could become once the session will go tomorrow, or later on. So I will explain everything, how the hacker have come to the inside to the office network, and they use their own laptop and attack by the DSCP snooping or DSCP harvesting. And I'll explain everything. There's a lots of stories about this, and I will explain it. So he will not able to get the VPN. Only outside guys can connect by the VPN. See, it is for the outside. This is called for hiding the IP or using the VPN. What it does, it shows that whatever your real IP, or we can, like China guys, like China, they are very much attacking to the network. So we have in the firewall built technologies that we can block the network by the geolocation. Okay, so what
Oh,
VPN does actually? So if we block like a China, we don't want right now Ukraine. No one want the traffic from the Ukraine. Anyone like, or China or Russia, they're very much attackers or hacker are there. So I have blocked the traffic in my firewalls, that if any traffic coming from the location, because as I said, key inside network, okay, it's a known network. You know that inside network, but any internet traffic is reaching to the firewalls. Okay, so those has the public IP, and public IP is actually the registered IP domain. All are the public. If in your phone, whatever you're using, you can see that your whatever the IP is assigned to your phone or your Wi-Fi, it is also registered somewhere. Always is because if you're using Geo, Airtel, whatever, it is all public IP is registered. Otherwise, it is not routable to the internet. Always remember. So if any IP coming from the location China, definitely this IP is registered that this is from the China, and it's coming to your firewall. What it does, it has a geo blocking, and it's simply, if you created the rule that from the China, no rule, no traffic would be reached to the or it is not allowed, is blocked. It will simply discard the traffic. So what VPN does actually? Let me explain. VPN, what it does, it encrypt the packet. Okay, and it is also like there is a one firewall, one software Tor. What Tor is does, it will change your geolocation. If you're eating if you're sitting in the India, it will show you that you are in the France, you are in England, you are somewhere else. Okay,
yes, sir.
so it will give you the, like in Netflix, some contents are hideable, like it is not accessible by the India, it is only accessible by the some other countries, US or America. So if you're using the VPN, it will show us that we are in the India, but it will show us that my IP, whatever the registered, it is snooped my IP, it is changed my IP. Okay, it is like it's snooped my IP, and it will make make ourselves like we are sitting at the England or some other country. So then we can access the Netflix and whatever the content we want to access, whatever we can access it. So this firewall actually have the geolocation blocker. It can block it. But if China guys can use VPN and thought that we are sitting at the India, the traffic definitely would reach to that. Yes, it reach to that. But and there is a web server like youtube.com, you said now, there is a web server. They have entered. Okay, just I'm explaining, they could be entered into that my server, right? But they could have entered. But if they have entered, definitely we have allowed it. We have created any policy, we have entered it. But the same time, if they want to access, they want to spread or hack this server by any attack, by DDoS attack, or by sending any malicious. So there is one big thing. What there is a small there is a inside server what antivirus could save this. Or at the meantime, what this is the best thing, if any traffic is continuous coming to there na, how would I know that there is, because lots of users are connecting to this YouTube server, whatever. How would I know that one specific guy who is snooping his IP and try to put the malicious stuff into the server? That is a called IPS. It is called intrusion prevention system. So what it does actually, IPS has a inbuilt signature. What is signature? If anyone knows what is signature? Signature, till now, from the very beginning to till today, whatever attacks happen, whatever viruses are there, whatever malware, any worms, whatever, those have everything has a on signature. So it contains the database of all the signature. On any traffic would come to the IPS, it will go through and do the just like a route lookup, policy lookup, it will do the signature matching. Okay, for all the thousand lakhs of signature, very quick, it's very fast. Okay, it will do the signature matching, and if it matched any signature, it will simply block the traffic because it is IPS, intrusion prevention system. If it will not match the traffic, so it think that it's a legitimate traffic, and then it will allow the traffic. Understood? But till now, I know that this China guy, Snoop, his IP is a Indian guy, and still it bypass the IPS. Remember, it is still bypass the IPS. It come to the firewall. Firewall also bypass it and come to the server. So what would happen? It starts sending some malicious. So how we come to know that we as a firewall guy? Why? Because if any malicious has the one biggest drawback, it is start choking the network, or start choking the throughput, start choking the bandwidth. It means it start giving the our can start increasing the latency or bandwidth, choking the network. So IPS has an intelligence. It does the one thing, signature matching, and it is bypassed anyway. But at the same time, it says that something is you know is very much intelligent. Is something is happening which is we never done before, and it also has a like a machine learning and autonomous systems, that it can to know that whatever the daily traffic going on, it never happened till now. Something is there which is increasing the traffic, and it can easily identify that this user with this IP address user, suppose this 10.10.2, this user has whatever the sending the traffic. This traffic is very much choking or very high bandwidth. So we can get the alert that this is very high. It is increasing the bandwidth with very high. There's a low, medium, and high. So then it give us the alert, as like IT guy give us the alert, like in office we used to do. We got a email, we got a alert by email or by any means, and we can then log into the IPS. We came to know that the network is choking, and then at the meantime we thought that it's a attack, DDoS attack, or any kind of malware, virus, whatever attack. We can simply what can do, we can mitigate the attack. How would I mitigate attack? We can simply discard the traffic. That's it. We can simply block this hacker. We can simply block this. If IPS would not able to block by manual by itself, we can block it by our by on manually. That's how we save our network. Any question, guys?
I have one.
Go ahead.
So, you told URL. So, first question is, this application firewall and the normal firewalls are a single appliances hardware and or a
I will
separate
come.
hardware?
I will come it later. So see, as I said that our today's session is on Palo Alto, right? But anyway, it's taking time. So Palo Alto is the next generation firewall. I'll come to the next. So till now you learned about the packet filter firewall, then you learn about the stateful firewall, then you learn about the application level firewall. So next generation firewall is a combination of all. Like it has a IPS inbuilt, it has a application firewall inbuilt, it has a stateful firewall, it has features of everything. That's why it's called next generation firewall, and it's processing the packet with very high latency, with a very high throughput. There is no latency into the network. So that's why
Okay,
it's
so
called a
how the
next
traffic
generation
is
firewall.
differentiated then? Like
Sorry.
if I'm using IPs are allowed for server communications, our server LAN thing, and the URL is outside internet. How the traffic will be differentiated on the hardware? Like user machines will try to initiate the traffic. That's it. If it is
Yeah.
it is reaching the firewall. That's it. And how the firewall differentiate that? It has to go for web based or it has to go for IP based initially when it comes.
Exactly. Very good question. Very good question. See, actually, so my eraser is not working. Let me. It's a very good question. I'm going to explain you very well. Just clear this paste, whatever I made it. Anyway. So, your question is, how firewall? So I'm going to build a one LAN network again. So this is the my firewall. Okay, I'm not talking about this is a stateful firewall. Suppose, okay, and there is my application. See this, please remember this thing what I'm going to let you know, because if you have become IT guys in the office, you have to be create a rule like this, and in the interview also they are going to ask. This is application firewall. Definitely they will ask. It's a scenario based questions. Okay, this is my internet router and this is my internet. Okay, internet. So there is a one user. Okay, and there is a one PC. Whatever PC, it's a facebook.com. Okay, according to the question asked, facebook.com. So, so if this user want to access in the public facebook.com, okay, this user one. So how the traffic it goes actually? So it will send the traffic. The source IP is suppose 10.0.0.1. Okay. So this 10.0.0.1 is definitely not routable at the public. Okay, why? Because this is a private IP. I hope you guys are aware of the RFC 1918 or private IP and public IP. If not, we can know on the next classes. Okay, don't worry. But just suppose this is a user which is, because in the office network always private IP we are using. Okay. So this 10.0.0.1 want to access facebook.com. So if it is the traffic is reaches to the this guy, the source is, so how it will, the first question is how it will initiate the traffic. Can you please let me know who is asking the question? How this guy initiate the traffic? Just let me know.
If it is a web-based, he will be
Exactly.
typing in URL
Exactly.
or the IP
I
input.
got no. It should not be the IP, right? Because it's a URL. Okay.
Yeah,
Because it's a
sometimes
web based.
web-based have a whitelisted IP range, right? Like to go for some
Ex
Microsoft, there is a lot of whitelisted IPs which may
uh,
change
that is for
security.
the mailing, na? That is for the
Yeah.
your Outlook IP. Those are the for Outlook IP, and those are the defined from the Google or from the Microsoft for any Amazon, from the any good things, any good company. Okay, so because you have taken the services from the Microsoft, those are the well-known IPs I'm talking about. Not well, it's a good IP. So Facebook.com. Okay, if it is going, definitely you will initiate the traffic from the web based. It means from the browser. So if the traffic, any traffic would reach it to this firewall, we have created one rule for, if any traffic, remember just what I'm going to write here, any traffic source would be, I'm writing any. Okay, could be any, I'm typing any, remember, because it could be any, like I have a thousand and thousands of users, and we have allowed everyone to go to the public or any internet. The source would be my, what would be the source? Any source port, just random, not required. What is my destination? I'm not going to open a specific Facebook IP. I don't know the IP of Facebook. I don't know IP of Twitter or any YouTube. So my destination IP would be what? Any. Always remember. Okay, so in this firewall, I have created a rule for proxy. Source IP is any, destination IP is any. What would be the port number? Yes, this is going to play a very important role. We have only opened a traffic for 443. That's it. And sometime 8080, I will let you know what is. It's a port forwarding. Don't think about this. Not 80. Remember, we will not opening the 80 because it's a vulnerable port. Anyway, because you are a firewall guy, never open 80 without your any approval from your manager and any other. So we have created a rule for source is any, destination is any, and the port is 443. So whenever if any traffic reaching to the firewall, any traffic, because firewall used to do the route lookup, it will check that it's 10.0.0.1. Okay, destination is, it's a web-based traffic. It's a web-based. Whatever, it's a URL based. So if it is come to the, and you know that if it's a URL, so it will go to the local DNS. Okay, it will do the IP resolution, then come to the here, then packet, then traffic is shared to the this firewall. Okay, so he will get the IP address anyway. So destination is any, but it will check that. See, it will check that it is using a port 443. What it does, any port traffic is 443, it will simply 443, it will simply forward the packet to the, okay, I'm not going to handle this, you will just handle it. So it will forward the traffic to the application layer firewall, application layer. If it is any other port, could be it is handle and it is forward to any other guy, but it will say, forward the traffic from any to any to port according to port 443. It will handle to, because it's a web-based traffic, all web-based traffic. It will bypassing this firewall and reach to the application firewall. And in the application firewall, what it does, it will do multiple things, because as I said, it's a content based firewall. It is do the content, because there it will it will not see the only user IP. It will check the IP and come to know that this user ID, what is the ID of this user, which group it belongs, whether if it is belongs to the HR group, IT group, programmer group, whatever. If those group have a access of Facebook, it will check that. If yes, then it will allow it. If not, it will discard the packet. You got my point and you got the answer. Any doubt?
In case if it is dropped, and where we will find it? In which
No, no, you will not find here. In case if it
log?
is dropped, you can find in the logs here, because this firewall is dropping, because this one is simply allowed it, right? In the packet capture, in the logs of this firewall, like our stateful firewall, anything, you will see that source 10.0.0.1 to source of facebook.com 443 port, it is allowed. And allowed to where? Allowed to proxy. So we have to go to the proxy firewall and then there check to the logs, and logs by the name of, we can search with this IP 10.0.0.1 as a source IP. You will check that this source belongs to the, it will show that belongs to the content or object, or belong to the group programmer, suppose. And this is not have a access of internet, or not have access of social media, Facebook. That's why it is blocked. What my answer?
Yeah, got it.
Anyone any doubt for application level firewall? Any questions for packet filter, stateful, firewalls, whatever I teach you? Till now. Guys, whatever I taught you just now, this is going to very important. This is going to be asked in your interview if you're preparing for an interview. It's a basic questions, and definitely for the basics, interviewer want to know the basics of the firewalls. They will not ask about more deep about the creating rules. Definitely they will ask, but first those basic has to be cleared. If this is not cleared, all knowledge would be zero then. Okay, so now next generation firewalls. What is next generation firewalls, and why it is nowadays booming, and everyone wants next generation firewall, next generation firewall? Guys, any idea? Okay, I'll let you know why. What is next generation firewall? Simply, just I'm giving the old or previous example. This is my network firewall. This is my application firewall. Okay, application firewall, whatever application firewall. And there is one IPS. Okay, we in every office you will see the IPS, intrusion prevention system. I told you IPS what it does. It check the signatures of any new traffic. It do the deep packet inspection. It check the signature, and if any signature matched, it identify that it's a malicious traffic. It will block it. If not, it will forward the packet to the application level, and then it will come to the firewall, and then come to the user. Okay, this is my internet. So see, so if this is one user, so if any this is a PC1, this is PC2. Okay, so this is from the internet. If any guy want to access this, how the traffic flow would be? The source is this guy. He will send a packet. The first packet, there is one router. First packet from the internet reach to this router. From their router, it will come to the packet there. Okay, simply IPS. Always remember, from the outside traffic, IPS is very much active that time. From the inbound traffic, it will check it will do the deep packet inspection and matching all the source IP, destination IP. It will checking all the content of this firewall. It will open the packet of the firewall, what is there, and it has a database of signature, and also it has a database of signature. Okay, so this database of the signature actually all the time, per day or within a one or day two, it's all the time updated by the whatever the vendor of the firewalls. So it used to get all the information. It will do the all the signature checking, matching the signature. If it is found that whatever the packet in this packet, in this traffic, in this packet, if there is any malicious stuff, if it is matching this signature, that means IPS think that it is a malicious, and it will drop the packet. And if it is not, so IPS think that it is a genuine traffic. It forward the traffic to the next gateway. Gateway is the suppose it's a, sometimes we can make like this inline traffic was okay. So could be, if it is not like that, we can talk it later. So it reached to the application firewall, it is bypass it simply. There is a nothing, because it is a web-based traffic, and web-based traffic should be increased from the initiate from the inside. So if it's coming from the outside, it will bypass it and then come to the firewall. So in this firewall, it's going to do the all the source IP, destination IP check, port number check, and check that whether there is a rule or not. Do the route lookup, do the netting, everything. Do the deep packet inspections, whatever it does, and then it forward the packet to the, if it is allowed everything, it will forward the packet to there. So this is the how the traffic it comes, and you can see there is a 3 security device: firewall, application firewall, and then IPS. Understood, right? So what is next generation firewall? I want to let you know here. Combination of all three. Got it? So now there is the process of a packet checked by the network firewall, application firewall, then IPS, then it goes. So it could be take some time for latency and everything. Okay. So now combination of all three. Instead of having three device, I would have a one firewall, like one device. So it is also cost effective. It is also throughput would be high because one device going to manage everything. So that's why this next generation firewall have a combination of all these three things. Even the antivirus, or even the, it can do everything, multiple things, or malicious worms, everything is going to check this next generation firewall, and even with the high throughput and low latency due to its intelligence. So that's why this next generation come into the picture, and it is now in demand nowadays. Any question, guys? No? Any doubt? Please let me know. Hope it's clear, guys. So what I have written here, if you see the exam definition here, next generation firewall is a network security device that provides capabilities beyond a traditional stateful firewall. Okay, it's a capabilities beyond the traditional and stateful firewall. Okay, while a traditional firewall typically provides stateful inspection of incoming and outgoing network traffic, a next generation firewall includes additional features like application awareness and control, integrated intrusion prevention. It is what IPS, and cloud delivered threat intelligence. What is cloud delivered threat intelligence? It will provide all the, it is all the time connected with the uh, like a vendor database of all, and getting the signatures up to date all the time. So that's why it's provide a very up to date security to the office. It is very much cost effective because it's include of functionality of all the network firewalls, application firewalls, and even IPS, even everything. So that's why it is very much demanding, and everyone wants next generation. And our Palo Alto next generation firewall is based in all the uh, other vendors. Guys, any questions, any doubt till now? Okay. Okay, hope there is no questions. Okay, so now I'm moving to the other slides, transparent firewalls. Anyone knows what is transparent firewalls, guys? Is I'm audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. So,
Yes, you're audible.
okay. So what is transparent firewall? Is anyone aware of that transparent firewall? So see, okay. Transparent firewall have a very good, use if you want that. If you don't want to, like, you have a pre-existing, like there is a switch. Okay, it's a switch, and there is a router, and this is internet, whatever. And in the switch there is a LAN, our all local LAN, whatever. So if you want to secure your network, and if you want to put your firewall here, it's a L3 switch. If you want to, and if you want to put your firewall here, and you don't want to let anyone that there is a firewall in between, and you don't want to change the IP of these two interfaces, is going to be transparent firewall. Is very much helpful, because transparent firewall work as a L2 L2 layer. It will work as a switch, and it work on the frames because it's L3 device work on the IPs. It work on the frames. It will do all the filtering all the access and everything like that, like earlier, but it has some limitation that like VPN or dynamic routing, what I can say, EIGRP, OSPA, BGP will not work. Only this is the limitation. VPN and dynamic routing will not work, but everything is all same, and no one can no one can know that even the traffic is coming from this router. Simply it will come to this, but it is as a switch. It will check all the do the ACL lookup everything, and then forward the traffic to the L3 switch and go. No one knows that in between there is any firewall. So it's a very much had the advantage of that. But this is a disadvantage that it's there is a no VPN and dynamic routing would work because it's a L2. It's work as a L2 switch. So this is the all the types of firewalls. I hope you guys now aware of and if any questions till now. It's been a time now, so I'm going to take a 5 minutes more. So these are the vendors of firewall. So see that there are SonicWall, WatchGuard, Palo Alto, Fortinet, Juniper, Stonesoft, Cisco, Checkpoint, multiple firewalls, but the best one is Palo Alto, second is Cisco, third is Checkpoint, fourth is Fortinet, and fifth is Juniper. Only these firewalls are booming in the world. All are in demanding. If you have a certification of Palo Alto, Cisco, or Checkpoint, even for Fortinet, you will get a very good job. Very good job in your network. Very handsome package, even a very good position. So now, if you're talking about a certification, see, in Palo Alto for the firewalls, there are two important certification. One is PCNSA. It's a Palo Alto Network Certified Network Security Administrator, and one is PCNSC. So I will recommend guys to go for the PCNSC because it's the advanced level of certification. If you come to my batch, if I will be in my batch till so you will able to give any interview or any to clear the any exam this PCNSC very easily because I will explain every bit and everything. So go if you want to preparing for any interview, for any exam. If you want to give exam in both, if you're confused, go with the PCNSC. I think it is $160. I think the cost is $160. Go for PCNSC instead of PCNSA. And if you have a PCNSC certification, you will get a very handsome package and a very handsome job in any network security company, in a very good company. So I
So is
think
there any prerequisites to finish PCNSA or
no. So see, if you are in the network for like a there's no prerequisites, but if you are be in the network domain for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, that's fine. But nothing like that. You can directly give the example PCNSC. And if you will PCNSC certified, definitely there's very much high demand in the network security domain. Like a very good company, like not even the I'm talking about the everything like Infosys, TCS, SCL, Accenture, even the multiple MNCs. They all have a Palo Alto into their network. And now I can let you know all the data center is moving to the cloud. Okay, like AWS, Azure. So all the data center you can see multiple. It means 90% data center which is moved to the cloud. They have the Palo Alto firewalls. Yeah. Very few only have a Cisco and other, but all have the Palo Alto firewalls. All 19. I would say 85 20%. Because I have seen that I'm in the network. I'm in the because my old data center moved to the cloud. I could see that there is a Palo Alto firewalls. All have Palo Alto firewalls. So better to go for the PCNSC certification instead of others. And there's a very demanding, very good package. You will get it. Everything's here. And if you have a concept of PCNSC, and if you be in the sessions till the end, you are able to crack any interview because I will teach you with any bit and every bit. You are not going to miss anything about the Palo Alto firewalls. So till
How many days, sir, its course duration?
1 month.
1 month. Only Saturdays and Sundays, sir.
This is for Saturday and Sunday, yes. And I will try to complete in a 1 month. Could be it could be if it is if not, so could be 1 more week if required, but 4 weeks is enough for me. And
Okay, daily 2 hours of class, sir.
See, 2 hours actually. I will try to complete. I will go for the 250 or 2 to 2.5 if required. I can expand even. But yes, 2 hours is enough for because it's a today is the first class, so you guys very much a little bit confused, but now definitely you are understand all the basics of the firewall. So till now how it goes, and you will take the pace, you guys will understand very easily, and definitely till last you would be master of the Palo Alto firewall and able to crack the exam. Yeah, 1 month is enough actually. Yeah.
Sir, this first certification PCNSA is just like basics, like we do CCNA and CCNP.
See, exactly what you're talking. It's a there is a one more is ACE level of certification not required. PCNSA, I would suggest if you have a knowledge, I will go for you go for the PCNSE. You can go for the PCNSE. It's all depend on you, but it's an administrator level of exam, and this is a network security engineer. Is kind of expert level of
Okay.
certificate. Okay, so it has a more demanding. PCNSE is more demanding than PCNSE. So if there is a any guy who has a PCNSE certification and he has a PCNSE, definitely PCNSE guy has get some more advantage. Understood? In the resume
Sure,
and
sir.
everything for the interview. Yeah, because it's expert level of, and it's a kind of a, let me explain. It's a L3 level of job. PCNSE is a L2 level. Okay, PCNSE is a L3 level of job. What is L3 level of job? Like any kind of changes in the firewall or device or configuration has to be do. L2 guy can do, but any kind of troubleshooting would come. What is troubleshooting? If anything would break in the network, and if anything would break, some issues would come into the network. There would be a that time millions and millions of money are in the stake. Definitely, the companies are going in the loss at during that time if any stuffs would happen. So that point of view, L3 engineers was very high package and very smart guys who came into the picture, and those guys only find out the error, find out the issues, and fix it within a given SLA. What is SLA? Is a service level agreement. It means if there is a P1 in the network, what is P1? It's a priority one ticket which we used to face. Like if any P1 ticket came, P1 is we have a ticket on P1, P2, P3, P4, but P1 is a very high priority. There is no high priority than that. Very high priority, and we have to resolve it under 2 hours. It was a very high impact. So L3 guys only can able to resolve it, can know the fix. I'm not saying PCNA guys cannot, but definitely. But PCNC guys can work as a L3. Those include those involved into the troubleshooting and can have to be resolved in a whatever the given time 2 hours, and they have a knowledge of that. They can easily identify the error and they can fix it. Yeah, I hope you guys clear.
I have a doubt, sir. Hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sir. I'm working in a data center as L1 support, and I have basics knowledge of CCNA. So, should I go for a PCNSE, or I should learn CCNP more like a RNS part, and then go for securing things like firewall?
See, if okay, so if you're working in a CCN, if you know about a CCNS, so you know aware about the OSI reference model, you are aware of the uh, private IP address, public IP address. Those are, if you're aware of those are the basics things, that is fine for the PCNSE. And because I can go for a from the very initial start from the very initial and complete to the till expert level. But the thing is that in which domain you want to explore, because the CCNA, CCNP, if you think about that, 10 years before when I was a young, I was think that time the CCNA, the Cisco guys are very much available. Cisco engineer everywhere they're available. Everyone is CCNA certified. Everyone is a CCNP certified. So how you can distinguish yourself, right? So you have to be distinguished. If your resume would go to any company, it will check that out of 10,000, 10,000 out of 10,000 all are CCNA certified. How can a guy can pick you or shortlisted you? So if you show them, okay, I'm in the network security. So network security, see, network is a very big domain. Big domain means what? There is a lots of guys are there actually. It's a but PCNS is very elite class of like a network security is an elite class of domain where a very smart guy. I'm not saying that all are smart, but security is very easily to shortlisted, very easy to get a job, or very easy to get a handsome good package of job. Okay, so if you are in a Palo Alto, And because Palo Alto is very high demanding, not in the India, in everywhere in the world. If you want to go Singapore, if you want to go UK, if you want to go anywhere, PCNSE is a very high demanding. And if you're done with the PCNSE certification, you will get a job easily. You will get a very good package, 100%, and you work as a L3. If you not work as a L3, definitely you will get a job. If you have a 2 experience, 3 years of experience, you will get a job of L3 and you'll get a very good package. This PCNSE is enough for your whatever the needs you want in your company. Yeah.
Those two examinations are lab based, or it's like a multiple choice.
No, it's a multiple objective questions only. It's not a lab based. Both are. There is I think 75 questions are there, and 70% is the passing marks. So it's all are the theory based. Yeah.
So, sir, we can directly go for the PCNSE, or first we go for the PCNSE?
You can directly go for the PCNSE. I would suggest, as I said, I would suggest go for the PCNSE instead of going for PCNSA, because the money is same. You are PCNSA is I think $140, and this is $160. There is no much difference, right? And if you go for the PCNSE, you will get a very much high advantage instead of PCNSA. So then, what is the point of going for PCNSA? You should have go for the PCNSE. In this class, you will learn about everything of the PCNSE expert level. If you know the expert level, definitely both are same, right? Okay. So go for the PCNSA. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So can you show us the labs?
Yes, we have a lab right now. I just there is no access of the lab right now. Okay, because today I didn't put everything. Those I can show you in the next classes.
Sure, sir.
Okay. So in the next classes, that's all for today. Next classes, I can let you know about the architecture of the Palo Alto firewalls. So how it is fast, because it's a next generation firewall. So why it is fast and those things I can explain later on. I can let you know all the modules and series of the Palo Alto firewalls, and then we can learn about the installation of the Palo Alto firewall in EVNG or GNS3, whatever you want. I can help you to install in your PC also. And then we can log in the Palo Alto firewall by the CLI access, go for the GUI access, and also I will introduce the tab, dashboard tab. You will see the dashboard of the Palo Alto firewall, how it works, and all the interfaces and zones of the Palo Alto firewalls. So that's for all today. That's for today, guys. So just join me for the next class and be the expert of
Hi
Palo
guys,
Alto.
Gaurav from networking. So guys, from tomorrow we are going to continue the session. So tomorrow same time, 11 o'clock, we have a second class for this Palo Alto. And the people who's asked for the lab credential is already shared, guys. With the subject line of lab credential, you'll just search on your email ID. You can log into that particular portal and you can access our lab. Yeah, thanks Manpreet. So we are going to close the session now and let's continue from tomorrow, okay?
Thank you, Gaurav.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice day.
Sir.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.